If you will change, everything will change. You don't have to change what's outside. All you have to change is what's inside. Start working on yourself, making these personal changes. He said it'll all change. He said if you work hard on your job, you'll make a living. If you work hard on yourself, you can make a fortune.
Heading over to the gym right now, man. You guys see it, it's raining. But we still got to get this work in. Got to have that discipline, man. It's not always going to be sunshine out here. But that don't mean we stop going after it. Got to keep going no matter what. So that's what we're doing today. We're gonna get us a good workout in, and enjoy the rest of this day. We're gonna make the best out of it no matter what. The Lord blessed me to wake up to see this day, and so I'm just gonna embrace it and make the best out of it. I'm gonna take y'all along with me. So y'all keep it locked, man. I'll tap back in a minute. Let's get it. We're gonna have to make a run for it. What's going on, man?
Nothing much. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good.
You still need a minute to look around?
Nah, I think I know what I want. Can I get a strawberry smoothie?
Yeah,
Strawberry Hulk. Strawberry Hulk, 20 ounce.
20 ounce?
Yeah, add peanut butter.
Peanut butter, anything else?
Nah, that'd be all, man.
It's going to be $7.68 down at the center.
I appreciate it. What up, guys? Your boy's back, man. We had a good workout. Good workout today. You already know we had to stop at Smoothie King, grab a smoothie. Strawberry Hulk 20 ounce, man. That's what I get pretty much every time. Add peanut butter. It's delicious. If you haven't tried it and you like smoothies, give it a try. But man, today I want to talk to you guys about the grass isn't always green on the other side. I'm pretty sure all of you guys have heard that phrase before. And there's some truth to that. It's not always true, but there is some truth to that. I know a lot of guys out there always looking for the next best thing. And sometimes we kind of take for granted a lot of things that may be going well for us in our current position. Now I'm talking about jobs here. When I'm talking about the grass isn't always green on the other side, I'm talking about jobs specifically. I'm not talking about relationships. Although it applies to that as well. But that's another story. But when it comes to jobs, man, sometimes we kind of take for granted when we may have a good situation going on at our current jobs, or at least it may not be as bad as other jobs out there, right? There may be a few things that we don't like, and oftentimes we'll look at those things that we don't like and we don't really think about a lot of what we do like about the job. Like, if you really look at the pros and cons, if if you really look at it, sometimes the pros outweigh the cons, but oftentimes we're blinded by money. You know, we get that somebody tell us about a job where they're paying more money than we're making, and that's all we need to hear. We ready to go to that next thing because of that money. There are a lot of different factors, man, that come into play, that sometimes money the money that we making at this other situation isn't worth the headache. But we won't know that, or we don't figure that out until we already moved on from our, you know, previous situation on to another job. And then we find out when we get to that job, like, man, I'm making more money, but now I'm working way more hours, and the management is terrible, and the equipment is terrible, and this just wasn't what I thought this job was gonna be. Sometimes we land in those situations, right? The grass isn't always green on the other side. And I may say that throughout this video, just as a reminder. So, there was a gentleman that emailed me yesterday. He sent me a long email, very descriptive email. He was just telling me about his experience from working for Gordon Food Service. Now he's with ABF Freight. And he was telling me how he worked for Gordon Food Service for 8 years. He got all these kind of awards while he was working with Gordon Food Service. And he said when he worked at Gordon Food Service, there was some issues at Gordon Food Service. But he said he was in a better situation when he was at Gordon than where he's at now at ABF Freight. And he said that when he worked at GFS, he was working around 52 hours a week. He said he made more money at Gordon Food Service compared to what he's making now. He said he have to work 70 hours now at ABF to make up what he was making at GFS, working 52 hours. And he kind of went on and on about ABF. He said a lot. I won't get into everything he said, but he said a lot. And that also, and I'm just using this for an example, right? I always say that, you know, just because somebody had an experience working for a company, it doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna have the same experience. I'm just using his experience as an example to make a point that the grass isn't always green on the other side. He said he wished he would have stayed at GFS. He was doing transit at GFS, so he was a shuttle driver. So I won't get into everything that he stated in the email, but I just wanted to kind of make this video, man, to remind you guys that before you decide to change jobs, just think about everything about that particular job compared to the other job that you're interested in applying to. Really do your research. Think about your home life now. Think about the amount of hours you're working now. Think about the job itself. what you're doing now, is one job going to be more physically demanding than the other? If that's an issue for you, think about that. Think about the benefits, all of those sort of things. Really take all of those things into consideration before making your final decision to leave a job. Now, I'm not saying you should stay in a bad situation. If your situation isn't benefiting you like you feel it should, you definitely need to make a move. I'm definitely not saying stay in a bad situation, but I am saying don't be so quick to leave a situation just because of the money. Really take everything into account before you make that decision. Do your research. Think about your retirement, all of those sort of things. Now, with the retirement account, if you do have a 401k or a pension or something along those lines, you know, those things can be rolled over to your new company. So that's really not a big problem. But just look at the overall benefits as a whole and really compare those, and just make sure it makes sense for you and your family. The grass isn't always green on the other side, guys. And oftentimes when you talk to people about their jobs and, you know, they tell you how it is, oftentimes they only tell you the good about the job and they don't tell you the bad. So if you talk to somebody about a job and you ask them about it and all they tell you is everything good, you may want to ask a couple more people who work for that same company. Or you may want to ask them, okay, I heard everything bad, or I heard everything good about the job. Now what's bad about it? What you don't like about the job? That's what I really want to hear. Maybe ask them that question. The grass isn't always green on the other side, guys. And look, if you're one of those individuals where, you know, you're really ambitious and your ultimate goal is to become an entrepreneur and be an owner-operator, or just do your own thing and not work for a company at all, I salute you. Go for it. You don't have to work for a company. You can work for yourself. Be self-employed. There are a lot of companies out here, particularly in the trucking industry, that, you know, have independent contractor opportunities out there too. It's companies that you can, you know, lease on with or whatever the case may be, and just be an independent contractor and, you know, be an owner operator and run your own show. You know, it's a lot of ways to do it. But if you're a company driver and you're really thinking about another job opportunity, just really do your research, man. You don't want to find yourself in a worse off situation than you are now. One thing I like about Cheney Brothers, real quick, just, you know, before I get out of here, I got a video where I went and kind of pulled up on a Cheney Brothers transportation manager, and we had a conversation, and he told me that he was telling me a story about one of his drivers that actually left Cheney Brothers and they went to go work for US Foods. Shout out to US Foods. He said when the driver got over to US Foods, he didn't like US Foods. So he wanted to come back to Cheney Brothers. And the transportation manager said they have this thing at Cheney where they give an employee that left the company a certain amount of time to come back and still have his seniority if he wants to. So basically, if you a driver at Cheney Brothers and you decide to leave Cheney, obviously on good terms, you go to another company, you don't like that, Cheney Brothers will rehire you and you don't lose any seniority. I think that's great, right? I think that's great. All companies don't do that. And that's another reason why a lot of guys don't like leaving jobs if they've been there a long time, because they don't want to lose that seniority, because you know how it is being at the bottom. So guys kind of stick with a job if they've been there for quite a while, so they have that seniority, right? Nobody really likes starting all the way over again. So, but anyway, man, that's what I wanted to tell you guys today. I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. Smoothie is good, man. Hope you guys have a good weekend. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Y'all take care.